Tell us about Advocates United.
I'm happy to. We're the largest group of real trial lawyers, plaintiffs' lawyers, representing consumers who've been hurt or consumers who need help with their wills or trust or bankruptcies, but only individuals in the country, and certainly the largest one you've never heard of. We started about 3 years ago when we saw a problem in our industry. We've got an incredibly highly fragmented industry where folks are specializing more and more. Consumers are overrun with advertisements for lawyers, but really don't have a basis for making a good choice. And we saw a system that also didn't work great for lawyers. You've got good cases going to mediocre lawyers, and people who really needed help weren't ending up with the right lawyers. So we set out to build a new type of law firm, a law firm that operated at a scale that's not traditionally seen in our industry, a law firm that operated on a true nationwide basis. And we spent the last 3 years putting that group of lawyers together in a unique corporate structure. And we're now have 100 offices across 37 states. We've got about 400 lawyers associated with Advocates United, and we're just getting started. The idea was born from looking at an industry that, from an outsider's perspective, from a business perspective, doesn't make any sense. You don't have a single law firm in the country, again, on the plaintiff side, on the consumer side, that has even 0.1% of market share. You don't find that in any other industry. You don't find folks who, again, who don't have access to capital, who don't have access to highly qualified staff when it comes to a chief technology officer or chief marketing officer and the like, because again, they don't operate at a scale that can justify those kind of investments. Andrew runs 4 or 5, I think now, separate law firms that he owns in upstate New York. He's one of the largest personal injury lawyers in the state of New York, and was ahead of his time in terms of running a law firm like a business, where each of his law firms has a slightly different brand, helps a different segment of the communities that he works in. He worked with a consolidated back office, was one of the first firms to go paperless, and had an IT staff of 15. I knew when I met him that he was someone who understood how to operate a law firm differently than a traditional law firm, to operate it like a business. And look, most of our colleagues, I'm a lawyer myself, law school does not teach you how to run a business. In fact, if anything, it gives you the wrong type of training. It's an incredibly risk-adverse practice. And to be a good business person, you need to know how to manage risk. Minimize it, but you can't avoid it. You can't build a business without taking on risk.